People keep asking me to make a video about the different dialects of German, which is something that I've been very reluctant to do for two reasons. Number one, as a non-native speaker, it's not possible for me to demonstrate all the different accents. And number two, it is amazingly complicated. Here's how complicated it is. Are you ready? The dialect that's spoken here where I live is Untermainländisch, which is South Hessian, which is Hessian, which is Rhenish-Franconian, which is West Central German, which is Central German, which is West Germanic. Okay, it's complicated. There are uncounted numbers of dialects, and these dialects are grouped together into groups which are themselves grouped together, and so on and so forth. If you were to travel from town to town, from North Germany to South Germany, every step along the way you would notice a subtle change in the dialect. By the time you reach the Alps, you would suddenly realise that the dialects being spoken there are totally different from the dialects being spoken on the North Sea. In fact, you would begin to wonder if it was even the same language at all. A lot of Germans will say that this is because they are different languages and that there is no such thing as the German language. Well, that depends on how you define a language and what you think is the difference between a language and a dialect. Unfortunately, there's no good way to tell the difference. If two people talking to each other can understand each other, they're probably speaking different dialects. If they can't, they're probably speaking different languages. Which sounds good, but it's not always that easy. Dutch is considered to be a different language from German, but a Dutch speaker living somewhere near the German border can probably have quite a good conversation with a German speaker living near the Dutch border. Swiss German, on the other hand, is very different from most northern dialects, which means that if a Swiss person is interviewed on the German news, they sometimes need German subtitles. This sounds absolutely terrifying for anybody trying to learn German as a foreign language. How can you? Well, it's not that bad. The differences are about the same size as the differences between different dialects of, for example, British English. Big, but not impossible to cope with once you got used to them. So here's the situation. Germans speak a variety of Germanic dialects which can be grouped together as Low German, Central German and Upper German. They also speak a standardized dialect, the High German, which is the German language that you learn in schools and which is used by government and the national media. By the way, it is quite common for people all over the world to be bilingual within their own language. They will speak both the local dialect and the standard dialect, which can be used anywhere. And the differences between High German and the local dialects are tricky but manageable. You might have problems if you talk to older people from rural areas, but otherwise it's mostly a question of getting used to a few different sounds and maybe a few different words as well. Remember, you can always send me a postcard at this address. You can also find me elsewhere on the web. Visit Rewboss.com to find out how. Now, I have been asked, since I live in Bavaria, do I speak Bavarian?